Good evening once more. This is Nix Connect, and I would say I'm excited to join you once more as we discuss various topics and try to connect with you to get to understand our lives better. So, today I would like to discuss with you something to do with depression, and this one, especially right now, our kids are at home. I would like us to tackle some of the triggers of child depression and how you can identify whether your child has depression. Um, this one we are going to tackle for children between 0 to 12 years. Some of the symptoms that manifest themselves very well, especially to show that your child could be undergoing depression. It's when you notice that your child is very grumpy or irritable or uncontrollable. You find your kid is just making noise, crying, they're very aggressive in whatever they are doing. Then they're just out of the norm. They don't behave the way they used to behave, and you cannot explain why. And then another thing is that there is loss of interest in what they enjoy doing. You might find your child liked watching cartoons, maybe they liked riding bikes for those who have, playing ball, but right now the kid just wants to sit alone, sit in the house, sleep, cry, and no good reason. They try the much they can to avoid interaction with the family member and with friends. The kid just want to be alone. They don't want to interact with with the others. They want to separate themselves, and they want to sit in a secluded place alone, maybe in their bedroom, or they can sit in the sitting room at a corner on a seat, and they don't want to talk to people. And also you'll find that your child is losing confidence and self-esteem. Yeah, when you tell them to talk, when you tell them to do something, the kid is feeling so shy. They don't believe in themselves. They don't feel like they can do it. This is because they are developing this something affecting them, and it is recurring at this time, and it is affecting the way they are behaving. So they feel they don't have confidence, they don't have self-esteem, and those are some of the signs you need to watch on. Then kids tend to give this issue of headache, stomach ache. Mama, I have a headache, I have a stomach ache. They complain of itches everywhere. And you even take the kid to hospital. But in real sense, when you go there, that kid is not suffering from anything. So this is another kind of an issue, and another symptom that can really tell you that your child is undergoing through depression. Also, you might find this is when they are in school, the kid, there's so many cases where the parents are being called, your child is fighting. They are very aggressive, even at in class, they beat other kids up. And even when interacting with other kids, when you give your child a toy, you find the anger this kid has, they're expressing it even to the toys. That's a very serious sign that you should watch on so that this kid can be helped. So this goes down to affecting their performance at school. Some of our kids, they don't perform well, not because they are not bright, but they are going through a situation. And as a parent, if you don't give a lot of concentration on your kid, it might affect them. So, what could be causing these kids to have this kind of depression? It's very rare to hear that kids have depression. We always think that depression happened to the grown-ups. Depression happens also to kids. But please note that the attachment the kids form in their early childhood when they are growing up develops to become their personality. And this comes about with the caregiver, the person you're leaving your kid with. They make them develop some emotion, some reactions, and that will make them develop a certain character that will form their personality. Are we together up to them? So it is good to know that kids can attach to people to in their lives in their early age in four ways, and this will depend on the parenting style that you're going to apply. You will note here that everything we have been going through is related in one way or another. Like you will see that we talked about emotions, reactions, and feelings. Those they form personality. And also now we are going to say about it's more of parenting styles, but now this comes on how you help you, how will it will affect your kid. One of the way that a kid forms attachment to the parents or the caregiver. The caregiver is that person who stays with your kid in the early stages. Could be your house girl, could be your mother, could be you as a parent, or even a guardian. So there's one called secure attachment. Secure attachment, this is where the caregiver is constantly available. At this point, these kids they feel so loved. They know they are loved, and they know the love they have, even they end up loving the world. They learn to trust that their parents love them, and they will be open to their parents. They will share love with their parents. They know they are loved so much, and there's no need for them to look for love anywhere else. This helps them improve their self-esteem. This helps them to perform well even in school. Their confidence is so high, and with this, you will not feel these kinds kids developing this kind of depression. They are less. They don't fall prey to depression. They feel secure, and they have high self-esteem and confidence. The other kind of attachment that comes along is called ambivalent attachment. This is where the primary caregiver is unpredictable. They are here and today, and tomorrow they are not present. So the kid, this kind of attachment, it becomes emotional. The kid is left torn. Are you here or not? It is they attach emotionally today, tomorrow they are not there. They disconnect. The kids grow knowing they are in these grown-ups, they are in their life and out. So they develop a very high kind of curiosity. So they are not sure about what will happen tomorrow. They grow knowing the world is not a safe place. It is unpredictable. They will find themselves when they grow up, they don't trust people so much. They have trust issues because they don't know, are you going to be there tomorrow? Like mom used to come, we are there, we attach, and tomorrow they disappear. And then tomorrow mom is not there, dad is not there, then he comes back, we connect. So these kids, they grow up, one, they find it very hard to be intimate with their grown-ups when they grow up, and even having a relationship is very hard. They don't want people to be close to them. They will never even ask for help when they are struggling with issues in the adolescent age, and even when they are grown-ups. The other kind of attachment is called avoidance attachment. And this is the one that the kids grow up knowing that the primary caregiver is there. They're psychologically and emotionally disconnected. You are there, yes, you are a parent, you are a guardian, but you are there present, but the kids cannot connect with you psychologically and emotionally. They feel they're not wanted. They grow up being so also anxious, and they become very lonely individual. They see the world as a lonely place. They long to be wanted, to be loved, and to be needed. They easily can get into drug abuse or bad gang or groups of people because they are looking for identity. They want to be appreciated. They want to be loved. And they don't trust any adult in their life because they didn't see this in their parents. These are the kind of parents who come into the house. The father is very busy, takes a newspaper, sitting room, stay there. Mom is working late. She comes, the kids, they are asleep. You don't become attached to your kids, and the kids, they don't see you. You are there, you're on your phone, you don't take time to listen to your kids, you don't want to know how they have been. This is very bad, and this kind of kids, they can easily get depressed. The other type is called disorganized attachment. The kids, they grow up, this is where the kids grow up in a very traumatic environment or a cruel one, where they saw their parents fight, they slept hungry, their parents left them, and so on. You know, those kind of dramatic issues. The kids, they grow knowing the world is so unfair. They are not loved. They grow up with a low tolerance level to be close to people. They are very aggressive, and they are the candidates to depression. Yeah, they are extremely vulnerable to depression, and they are constantly in trouble, even at school and at home, because they have a lot of aggression they need to achieve in life. So, and they feel neglected. They don't understand why things are happening like this to them. In a nutshell, what we are trying to say here, the first three the early childhood of your kid is very important in their lives, and it will determine how these kids will grow. Be sure the kind of attention you're giving to your kids when they are 3 years, it is the best, because in life that kind of emotions and feelings they felt, it will replay itself when this kid is a teenage at around 15 years, and that kid, those same feelings and emotions that they felt, they will replay again when this kid is an adult, that is at 25 years. So for us, we need to work very closely with the kids. As mothers, we try the much we can to bring our kids to straight paths to avoid them falling depression. So kids who tend to fall into this category is if a mother is a neglecting mother, or a very rough one, or the child feels they don't have secure anchor. Such a kid is a candidate to depression. When a child has an authoritarian father, the children, they crave to be listened to. Nobody is listening to them. The children, they want somebody who can understand them. Nobody is listening to them. Those kids are also very high candidates to depression. And then where there's separation in the family, those kids are going through depression. They feel depressed, and also it will make them feel they are not wanted. When there is bereavement in the family, the kids will also be affected, and they can also get depressed. Children who are going through school performance issues, and when instead of you as a parent trying to help your kid go through this in a good way, you try to compare your kids. These kids will also be candidates to depression. So, and also the low level of parental warmth. So, in a nutshell, let's try the much we can. We bring our kids together. Our kids can get depression. Sometimes you keep on telling your son, I don't understand why you're like this. Or your daughter, why can't you be like this? Maybe your son or your daughter is under depression. Why don't you warm up to your kid? Why don't you bring the kid closer to you so that you can understand, is my kid okay? What is happening to him? And how can I help him? And on that, let's call it a